Hey guys, I'm Tracy. This is my channel, Tracy from the Mermaid Code. Welcome, and let's pack some lunch. Guys, I haven't done this in a while, but I'm trying to build time in my morning to get food together and think about it. Like, I have stuff out to make tuna fish for tomorrow, that kind of thing. Right now, I am having 3 eggs. Scrambled no milk, I'm trying to give that up. And I have half a pepper, spinach, and some, about a whole tomato, y'all. So protein, protein, protein. Real good. Veggies, 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 right? This will take me 2 times to eat it, which is fine. And then, y'all, I got some grapes from Whole Foods. They're so good. I love these dark grapes. So that's fruit snack at work. I got, this is a big thing of water. I still have to make my protein shake. Then snack today with the grapes is some hummus. Now I got this from Safeway. I don't like as much as my Giant hummus. And I got some peppers. But I have to go buy Giant either probably tonight after work to try to get some liver cat food for Clara because I don't think she can taste the chicken. It's just, yeah, it's been a thing. I love these little containers, you guys. Let's see. And then, y'all, I made this really good chicken again. I'm gonna share some with my girl Sandy. So good. It's so good and it's so easy. It's that Mississippi chicken, 100 recipes, all the same, all over the place. But I like that Babs on Instagram, and then I just put chicken in. So I'm going to share some of that. And I have some containers at work, and then I have very end of some guacamole, but when you stir, it'd be fine. And then I have a tomato. I have cheese and sour cream at work. But I have a container. I want to freeze some of that chicken. Now I'll probably today have it with some nacho chips. I'll just do little nacho chips and some little cheese, melt that, throw that on. And then cut the tomato and that kind of thing. It is so good. It's really good. So that's my go-to, and I ate every speck of it. Joanna has some too. She loved it, my roommate. But yeah, I have some containers. I'm gonna freeze like 2 servings of it, because what? Even just to eat that for protein snack is super great, right? I am really desperately trying to move away from lunch meat, you know, unless I get really, you know, uncured, healthier lunch meat. But there's just too much salt, right? And nitrates. It's not a good food. And that's got to be something occasionally. It cannot be my go-to every day. So that's going on with that. So I need to get some, when I go in the grocery store, I need peppers. I need some new bananas. These got away from me, so I might make some banana muffins. I'm not sure. We'll see. I need Claire's thing. I'd like to get a bag of like romaine hearts and make my own little salads. And I think, let's see, fruit-wise, my grapes will last me a couple days. And I have, I've been eating an apple like every morning. So I have my apple already, so that's for tomorrow. Actually, I can't, I'm gonna take this today. But these limes did not do well from Trader Joe's. These are limes, y'all. Tell me how I should keep my limes. I love lime juice right now. It's my favorite. Something weird on my ceiling. The heck is that? Anyway, yeah. So just need very few things. Let me show you my refrigerator. Let's do an impromptu. Okay, hold on. So here's my side, and then this is my drawer, and this is my drawer right here, right? And then these are mine, but she's welcome to put any condiments or use them as she sees fit. So yeah, so I am doing pretty good, you guys. Yeah, so it does help because I have boundaries. Boundaries are very good for me. I guess they're good for anyone, but they're really good for me. And I really do try to stick to that. So I'm not buying any meat or anything like that. no stuff made. I am going to dig in my freezer, and I know I have Mandarin chicken, right? I know I have some kielbasa, stuff like that, right? And then I have lots of beans, y'all. So I want to start thinking about the dried beans and how I get them undried, basically. And yeah, and I've been doing a lot of art, and I'm again, I have someone around me who's really stressed right now. I'm really anxious and really volatile, kind of. And so what's interesting about it is I don't need that. I don't need to absorb that, right? So I've really been working on being balanced, being as grounded, because my ADHD medicine has not been to par. If I'm going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 1 being a nightmare, 10 being, oh, wow. Hi, Tracy, I missed you, right? What about 5? About maybe 5. So it's been a little bit, and I forget to post. I just am in my head, and it's a thing. So what I'm trying to do is ground myself. Like in the morning, I've been doing these really cool angel cards, these oracle cards. So I've been reading up on oracle cards and stuff, but what is take a minute, right? And they are daily guidance from your angels, right? By Doreen Virtue. I love her. And then I take them out, and I'm learning the whole ritual of it. And then, sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 3. And out of the 3, I shuffle them up and pull one. So it just gives me a minute. Like today's is about something helpful. I took a picture. But there's one about family. It was really good. So it gets me to think, right? And so I'm filling myself up with really good. There's a woman, Louise Fletcher, which you'll see a little thing I did. And I ended up, for those of you who did see that, making, I cut it all up, right? I'm gonna do it again, actually, before I move on to the next assignment, because I really I did it without really watching hers, and now I wanna kind of think about things she said. But you mark it off with these tapes, but these tapes can be used in art, right? So, and I thought, well, how am I gonna do it? I'm like, let me make a little booklet, right? Art tapes, and then there you go. So as I have different, and then I love these, and as I just have them there, and I'll have a little book, and I can just grab them and put them down. So I did that, and I just stapled it. I not make it hard. And then a couple of the other covers, like, let's see here. I'm gonna make different sizes. So I'm gonna go and add other papers and make 2 little ones. I'm gonna add and make this into a journal cover. I love this. I love the white and the unevenness of it. Love it. I love this like blue right here. And then this side. And they're just really, truly junk journals. When you have something like that, it's so much easier just to throw stuff in, right? And I'm getting ready for this Robin Marie Smith class. I'm getting all the stuff out. She has, so it's called Good and Plenty Painted Papers. Y'all can take it. It's free class. Robin Marie Smith. You should find Robin's Nest. Now she has a thing, and what she does, and it's so smart, is it's a taster course, right? All these, it's just so smart because you can see if you like it. And the thing was, like, for hers, it's called Robin's Nest. You pay a certain amount every month, and then you interact with people, right? And you have stuff. Point, I'm not ready or there. I have to have an iPad before I can really, or a laptop, before I can really engage like that. It's just too hard with just my phone, and that's fine right now. But she had some stuff, so you get sketchbook paper, other paper. I had to buy this big thing of paper for Louise's class, which I didn't do last year. So I'm trying to, and even there's 5 different lessons, and even if I only do 1, I'm listening to them. Because then what she does is she sells, it's a workshop or a coaching thing. And I think it's like 12 weeks, and it's a really cool thing. And I will do that sometime. I'm just not in the right place to do it yet. But, and so she wants like watercolors, sketchbook paper, other paper, paintbrush, but she gets this thing called Pastel Dreams by Art Philosophy. Now, before, I would have wanted everything she had on this list, but I don't do that anymore, right? One, I don't want to spend that kind of money. 2, I might put it on a list if it looks interesting. Maybe Beverly give it to me for my birthday or Christmas. And then alcohol inks. I have plenty of alcohol inks. I have the Tim Holtz Ranger, but she has something called Artfinity alcohol inks. I was looking at those. Those look kind of good. And really feeling neon colors right now. So, but I have black paint, white paint, spray bottle, check, because you make things really runny. Pencils, crayons, have that. And then optional, blister ink powder. So I have no idea, right? Beverly gave me something Tracy Batista has. Paper Artsy infusions. And these are from like people who sell stuff, not like a Dick Blick or an Amazon. Color Burst powders and Sugar Boo Designs 100 Gather Thoughts. Okay, so I have some powdered stuff, right? And I can't remember what it is, but you're supposed to mix a medium with it, right? So I'm gonna play with those. I have those. You know what? I think I brought them up. What do you think, Claire? I was very disturbed that her food is chicken and she wants liver and chicken. Okay, that's it. Pearl X pigments. I can't believe they're not like this, right? And then, so I have all kinds of different colors, right? I mean, look at this. What is embossing dabber in here? That should be with the embossing stuff. Oh, so I've got all that to play with. So what's cool about this, it made me remember like what I have. Oops, sorry, Clara. And then pens and crayons. She uses this Carbotello pastel pencils. So I might look at those for the Christmas list. But Stabilo, all pencils, charcoal, China marker, white woody, #2. I have all that. So I've been kind of gathering stuff. But I think what I'm going to do is, you know, get another one, tape it off. And so Louise talks about composition. But already, like I said before, she has changed my, my thinking. And has broken me free from the thinking that keeps you from playing, the thinking that keeps you from creating, the thinking that keeps you from taking chances, right? The thinking that takes you and wants to keep you pinned to the ground where you're at, right? And she's got sort of like I don't know if it's called a Manchester accent. My friend Angela would really not like it, but love her. And she's just no nonsense. But she really wants people to be free to make art, to play, be creative. And as a matter of fact, I've stopped using the word I'm going to make art as to I'm going to have creative time. What's art? Right? Make art. No, creative time, right? Creative time. That's a whole nother different thing. And if all I want to do is make dots, y'all, I'm on dots right now. These kind of dots, I'm obsessed with dots. And that's fine. And she said, there's certain things that make her happy. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, I'll post that video. It's a short one. I'm trying to take moments and think, okay, I'm going to begin, because really with ADHD, impulsivity is a thing. Oh my God, I wish I'd been filming. I came home Friday and the ground was really wet. And I'd given Sandy my bird bath, my mom's bird bath. So I had all these weeds. Well, they're everywhere, but I put everything down, got my gloves, and just started pulling them. Next thing I know, I'm like being attacked by black ants everywhere. I took my shirt off right there, started screaming and getting it off. And so I haven't gone back, but I'm trying to find the balance of, you know, yeah, I can go out and do 20 minutes. I can do 20 minutes in the garage. I can do, like right now when I finish here, I'm going to vacuum the stairs and the foyer downstairs because I didn't do it. But I'm going to vacuum around here. I'm trying really hard. Like right now, my table's not crazy. I mean, not compared to anything. And I don't think it really bothers her, but I'm just still trying to follow through with stuff, right? I think that's the biggest change. Following through, not leaving glasses out, that kind of thing. So I'm doing really well on that, but I want to vacuum the stairs and the foyer and this floor. So it's a balancing act of when my impulsivity and the ADHD stuff it's just like I daydream, I drift off, and anything I had in my head just goes away. And that's where, you know, your book comes in handy to look at your book. And I'm still figuring that out. I'm trying to at least once a day, morning would be better, to look at, like I know tomorrow I have my physical, I have to fast, it's at 11:40, get my alarm set on my phone, get all that, you know, make sure I have like protein shake and some cheese or something to eat when I'm done. So it's that kind of thing, right? Like yesterday, I don't know, I'm not checking my phone as much. It's really strange. But this morning I'm looking at I had 2 text messages I would have responded to, like Joanne has sent one and one of my friends. So it's like I just go, I don't know, it's interesting. I'm going to see what I'm going to try to do now, what I'm going to try to do at the end of a batch of, the Adderall medicine, take some notes, right? Like what worked for me, what didn't seem to work for me, what was more of a challenge, like shopping was more of a challenge and I just didn't go places. Like I did more grocery shopping than I maybe wanted to, but still within what, I still did pretty well. And of course, groceries aren't expensive if you eat them, right? But if you're buying stuff and you're not eating it, that's insanely expensive, right? Because I have limited space, I am doing so much better and finishing up. Like I found one piece of quiche that got lost in the back of my drawer and I thought, okay, that's fine. Next time I'll make sure because I love that quiche, that kind of thing. And I got to, so tomorrow I fast. What I'm going to do is make some tuna, have that to eat for a couple of days. And then I make another quiche and I work through Friday and I'm off Saturday and Sunday. So I think that's right. I'm a little confused. I think, yeah, that's right. So, and how do I get my art in, right? And I love my true crime and we're going to be in trial this month. But there's certain people I like to watch and I will watch them, but I'm not going to watch all the extra stuff. Like once is it, that's it, and move on because I got art to watch and just to have the art going on in my background, in my head. And there's so much, I have lists of stuff I want to do right now. I've got my Louise class. I got Robin Marie Smith. I want to finish for my Wanderlust, and that's coming up for sale Thursday, $100 for basically 49 weeks, and teachers from all over the globe. It is amazing. And I love there's people I've never heard of. I love that. There's another one called Fodder School, and it's a lot more expensive. And I think for that one especially because you're doing one thing a month, it's really about interacting with people, right? That's a big part of it. And I'm just not set up for that. You can interact, with this too, right? But I don't feel, it just feels different, right? So I want to finish my transfer class. So she had you do transfers and I've been wild. I want to keep making transfers because you get better at it the more you do it and experiment and figure out like maybe this didn't work. But sometimes, even when it's really cloudy or it looks messy, that works, right? And then she had you do collage around it and a haiku. So I want to do that. And then Jane Ship is my next class and I want to work on that. And what I got to do is sit down because there's a lot of free classes. And I try not to overwhelm myself because I do. And being overwhelmed just depends on how my medicine's working. It really does. Now the free classes, I don't have to do them. I haven't paid for them. There'll be other classes. Like Robin Marie Smith is, because I had paid for a couple, it will stay with me in my account. Louise Fletcher's class, I think, her talks and stuff are on her YouTube channel. I don't right today there was color mixing. And I've just been listening to it. And color mixing is definitely something I feel like I stumble on, but I don't allow myself enough play, right? I can't believe if I spent an hour a day, every day, messing around with colors, I would not get better at it and feel more comfortable, of course. So I'm watching her thing, and what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to probably have time this week, but Saturday I will I will schedule time just like I would for a doctor's appointment, get the exact stuff she's using and sit down and start playing. And listening to what she says and stop and start. And Beverly's really good at color mixing too. So I will learn. I will definitely, and why is some stuff easier and other stuff I get still a little stumbled on. Like I was saying, and I don't know if I'll post the old ones or not, but I was saying that and with my friends yesterday, you start to clutter and you let stuff go and then you hit a block, right? And it can be the strangest things. Like for me is these large containers, right? They're good containers. There's something about containers and storage and they're too big, right? Now, if one for Christmas, if there's stuffed animals in it or soft things or Halloween, same thing. But in general, I can't, even if I can lift those things, I'm not going to do it anymore, y'all. So I need my coffee, y'all. So that's kind of where my thought processes are. So finding a balance of art, like having a morning where I can sit and connect, right, to angels. I think for me, God speaks to me through people and situations and thoughts. And, you know, the adage is, your angels can't help you unless you ask them to ask, right? That they will not interfere. I don't know how that works. Like if a car was coming towards me and I didn't know it, but when I get in my car, I ask angels to keep me safe. But taking a little bit of time like that, right? So, because really sometimes I can just wander, right? And, which is fine, but it's not fine all the time, right? But it's going to be interesting because I'm really going to keep a look at how the medicine's working and where, if it's not, if it's a 5, if it's a 1, just, oh Lord, buckle up, right? But if it's a 5, what do I need to have in place, right? When I realize, okay, wait a minute, you know, that I have already done the work, right? So anyway, but look at this, I unearthed this, how to have it, like how to buy it. I remember a couple of years ago, how to have it, right? And then promptly put it down, don't ever look at it again. But it's the 7-Day Mental Diet by Dr. Emmett Fox. It says, God is love, I understand that and I express it. God is truth, I understand that and I express it. God is divine love, I understand that and I express it. So I have been carrying this around. Love Emmett Fox, y'all. He's amazing. It says, Dr. Emmett Fox is a New Thought teacher, author, healer, and minister, encouraging millions with his views of health, inner peace, and success. So July 30th, 1886 to August 13th, 1951. Think of that time span, y'all. 1886 to 1951. Wow. I mean, from the horse and buggy to cars, right? They hadn't quite gone to space yet, right? But is that amazing, that time span? Because I know now, you know, we're like, oh my God, this or that, or these kids can't write, or this or that, they can't, you know, add without a calculator. But the world changes, right? I mean, look at how people freaked out about Elvis Presley and rock and roll. It says, it makes no difference how deeply seated may be the trouble, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. So anyway, I'm going to spend some time with this too. I love this though, how muddled the tangle. Because, you know, that is a good description of sometimes how I feel. I hadn't thought of it in that way, tangled, right? Tangled. Interesting. How muddled the tangle. That really speaks to me. I'm going to do something with that in my art. How muddled the tangle. So anyway, so I'm trying to choose things, right? Otherwise, I will sit in my chair, which by the way, this chair is bad for my neck, I've decided, the way it holds the angle, and just watch mindless, you know, YouTube stuff about this particular, about, you know, watching all the people I like and have them talk about crap. So, so I'm really weary of that right now. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but there's a time and a place. So that's what's going on. But now my goal, again, is vacuum the stairs and I'm trying to keep the main areas looking good, like picked up. And even though I have this stuff here, it's a lot more organized, and I'm going to take some of the actual supplies and put them in a bag on the side and then bring them out. Plus, one other thing too, when I begin to do something, let's say it's eating, let's say, you know, there's so much rushing, there's so much like, or whatever it is, take a breath, like, really connect, really slow my breathing down. Let my brain have a chance to slow and have a chance to connect to my breathing and my body. And then think, okay, what's our intention right now, right? Like, what's the intention of the art? What do I need? You know, it's like also that when cooking mise en place, where you have everything set up, which I try to do with cooking because that helps me. So it's the same thing now. I'm trying to take a minute, put out my stuff. Like yesterday, I was so lazy. I had forgotten blue acrylic. So I use like this kind of paint. Or I'll get cheaper paint, you know. I mean, I'm not painting something to sell, right? But I like to find the difference between them too. I love that with watercolor. So I was too lazy to go get the blue. So I found this sea blue. I had a couple different blues. So I used that in my art for the blue, which was fine, right? You know, which was fine. But the thing is, I should have taken it. And when I was in my studio yesterday, it felt like things were falling. It felt like I couldn't find anything. I thought, okay, we're going to get frustrated, right? But you want to feel good in this room. And you now just have a piece of information, right? Not to beat yourself up with, not to feel crappy about, but you have a piece of information that this obviously is not working for you. But I haven't really started. So I'm like, okay, when you walk, you don't want anything sticking out that can be hit and pushed over, all right? So that's a piece of information. When I, like in my library, right behind me is stuff I do not need. I do not need there because I do not use it often. So, and I have a lot of journals to work in. I thought, let's narrow that down. You have a place in the library now where all that goes, so you can go and pick. But maybe I have 5 right now I'm working in. That's fine. You don't need 20, right? So it's that kind of information. It is really, it's like when you get out of judging, well, that just stops you cold, y'all. And then you don't have to do anything, right? And of course, watching this in other people and seeing it is so much easier, right? Than seeing it in yourself. But when I find myself judging someone or thinking of a way maybe I can express something to them that they'll hear, I think, okay, let's take a breath. Let's think about ourselves right now, right? Not in a selfish way, but like, okay, what is this bringing out in you? You know, you need to ground. You can't just ground once before you come in here. You need to ground a lot. It's just like art. When you're done, you have to touch base again. Like, okay, realistically, when am I gonna, I knew last night I'd come this morning. I wanted to do more. But okay, can we, I'm not disciplined enough to go like, okay, I'm not gonna use these art supplies. I'm gonna put them downstairs. I'm kind of working on it, but I have a bag, right? I'm like, okay, we really don't need this put in the bag. And so what I'm gonna work on with myself is, so then maybe like today I'm going downstairs to do the vacuuming, go ahead and take those particular slides and put them back. And I have decided like all the color stuff is gonna go together. So I'm gonna have them on a bookcase, and then I also have these wheelie things. I have my acrylics are separated out, right? My watercolors are together, that kind of thing. And when I go through all my acrylic paint and start grabbing different colors and see if they work or, you know, all this kind of stuff. But like Louise Fletcher is saying, it's about discovery. Like, do you like the feel of this paintbrush in your hand opposed to that one? Like, do you like to have the palette knife as opposed to this? You know, what feels good to you? What excites your brain? And like she said, don't compare to her because she's been doing this a long time. So when she's looking at it, what seems random, she knows that putting a touch of blue here and next to the orange is going to pop it in a way because she does this, right? And I love that. Don't compare yourself, right? And of course we do. And places like Instagram and stuff like that, it really sets you up. And I just have not, I want to start posting again on Instagram, especially when I have my channel and what I'm doing, and I want to share. I want to share with my friends and in that community. And but it's just literally now, because I've been talking about clothes, all I get are cute clothes. You know, right? All I get now, and free art classes, and that's fine because there's nothing wrong with signing up for it, whether I take it or not, right? And sometimes I'll just sign up and watch it, and it's for me or it's not for me, and I'll make a note. Okay, let's go back. But again, life is a buffet. You just can't eat everything, right? You just can't. And if you're lucky, you keep going back to the buffet and trying different things. It's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like when I go to a buffet, my friends call it me. I can't, it's overwhelming, right? Even so, like going to buy cheese now, there's so many kinds of shredded cheese. It's like moggles my mind. So now I know exactly what cheeses I like at Trader Joe's, and that's what I buy. If someone said to me, hey, try this great cheese, I would totally try it, but I'm not every day agonizing over what kind of cheese should I get, right? So it's like this, life's a buffet, right? But you cannot eat everything, right? There's this really cheap Chinese buffet that my friends go to sometimes. Actually, the group I was just with. And it's so overwhelming, right? Now, I know I don't want their French fries. I don't want their pizza. I don't want any of that nonsense. But they do have a really good potato. So bizarre. It's one of the best potatoes I've ever had, like boiled potatoes. But I have to, and I will always get more than I can eat. And I'm working on that, right? But I get 2 separate plates, right? So they're a little bit separated. So, and do I want to save room for a couple bites of dessert? So it's interesting. So it's really kind of like that. Like, how do you choose from a buffet? Because you just can't eat it all, right? So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like, what, like today's a buffet. What am I gonna get, right? Like for me, the vacuuming, the house carrying, and I'm building up a habit, right? I'm building up a muscle for that. And like I looked around and I thought, okay, it's a little bit, let's straighten up a little bit here. Let's adjust a little bit here. Let's just, zhuzh it up a little bit kind of thing. And that's fine, but it's taking that minute to look around and not judge, like, why would you leave that there? Why did you do that? No. That's when I know I'm off track. And it's like, okay, yeah, it needs freshening. Of course it does. That's living, right? So that's kind of what's going on in my head. So I don't know, y'all. My library didn't have this. Doesn't usually have stuff like that. I'm sure I got it on Amazon, but they might have Emmett Fox books. He's really amazing. So it just again, this is like there's nothing new under the sun, really. Like The Secret and all this, thoughts and how thoughts can shape your world kind of thing have been around for pretty much ever, right? Heaven or hell depends on what you think about it kind of thing. So yeah, so I'm going to have this to glance and just, read it a little bit. Maybe I'll just read one page over and over again, right? Until I'm ready to move on to the next page. But yeah, so Louise Hay did some color stuff I can't wait to do. And I'm making a list because I will forget. I just will. So that's okay. It's okay. So I'm still working on figuring out and I'm not sure everything works all the time, right? So something that might work when I'm having a higher success with the ADHD medicine, maybe not work really well when I'm at a 2. So I'm figuring it out, right? And yeah, so that's what's happening right now. And I'm gonna pull a card for y'all. This is for you, whoever's watching this. Okay, so one thing, if you do get a deck, you need to touch them and spend time. And if someone else's energy is around it, you need to start kind of over again. But I don't think about it too much. I don't overthink this, okay, so I am going to, let's see here. All right. So your card and the artwork is so beautiful. Your card for today is have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough. And if you want to say the universe, whatever works for you, all along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. I love that. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence. Doesn't require you to have a certain haircut. It doesn't require you to have a certain weight. It doesn't require you to have your laundry done. It doesn't require you to have a clean car, right? And what I'm really learning about myself is there is so much that I have set parameters for without even knowing it, right? And trying to control, and then it stops me, right? And then I don't have to do things. So I love that. Moving forward does not require confidence. Interesting. Well, I hope that gives you food for thought. Definitely gave me food for thought. Interesting, right? Like, you can't go to the doctor unless you've lost weight, or you're not drinking anymore, or you're off drugs. You can't go to the gym unless you're not drinking anymore, you're off drugs or whatever. And of course, that makes no sense. And how do you maybe quit drinking, get off drugs, eat better, lose weight, is by doing those things. It's interesting. And I can say that because that's been my whole life. Yeah, well, I'll get a passport when I've lost weight because I'm not going to travel now because of my weight, right? And I've moved past that. But that really going back and, thinking about my EMDR and like, there's a lot you won't know that you're going to heal, but also thinking of different things in my life, that are coming up, I think, to be healed, to be thought about, like the art teacher in University of Arizona and, how that, it derailed me. I let it derail. I derailed myself with that energy. And so thinking now, okay, you really cannot go back and change that, but I can heal it and I can take that behavior and think, where am I doing a little derailing right now? Or where am I stuck? Like I said, right now, we'll talk about clothes. Not now, I have time, but we'll talk about clothes and having a lot versus having less, but quality and everything making me happy. Or I feel like, I love a plain blue t-shirt, right? That kind of, I love graphic top. So anyway, that's for another day. I need to eat a few more eggs and then I'm going to get busy and then give myself some time. I'm going to try to start making a little bit of effort, a little bit of makeup, a little bit of blush, right? Just a little bit. Take a little time in that. I've been sort of feeling like I'm under construction, but I'm heading towards that. Thinking about what my haircut's going to look like. If I do want to do color, I don't know. Could I go like salt and pepper gray and then have a really fun color in the back? I don't know. I feel like my hair is, and I have thick hair, okay, yeah, but it's thinner, right? It's less thick. And I don't know, is coloring it all the time like traumatizing it? Like, been doing it since, I don't know, I was 12 or something? And God forbid these perms. So I don't know. Something to think about, something to listen to. Or do I cut it super short and have it super blonde? So all these ideas, right? But for right now, I'm going to think about where I want to go. I'm going to go somewhere good. And I saw a lady at TJ Maxx. I loved her haircut, so I know where she goes now. She was real hesitant, but I finally got it out of her. And then my supervisor goes somewhere. I really like her haircut. And there's a new place up here. And I thought I might go online, look at that. So I don't know. But I'm trying to be quiet and listen. Right? Hey, angels, help me guide myself to what to make a decision about my hair that, comes from my authentic self, right? And help me find, I think that's how it works. You ask help for everything. You ask guidance for everything. Then all of a sudden, and I've been doing it, all of a sudden I see a lady, I like her haircut. It's actually, her place is in Rockville. It's not too, that's how it works, right? Do I want to listen? Do I want to take the time to go to that spot? I don't know. There's other alternatives, right? So other things will come up. But anyway, angels are around us. Say hi to them, talk to them, interact with them, thank them. They say, hey. And don't think, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm not asking. No, ask them. Don't diminish what they can do for you because your own thinking. Let them figure it out. That's really with the roommate. I just couldn't imagine this person, and I realized that's not my job. My job is to put an ad in. My job is to declutter in a way that I felt good having someone here, right? So my energy would attract that. My job was to really think about all this. Now my job is and then put it out there. And over and over, and sometimes we chant bad things. Now I'm turning my chants or thinking into good things, like my art. Like I am now really, I felt overwhelmed last night in my art space, and that's fine. Of course we're going to feel overwhelmed because it's overwhelming. And I thought, no, I'm going to see this like in my head, exactly like I feel good in there. I feel free. The art and the creativity is flowing, and I know where everything is. And, kind of having those boundaries and limits and frees you up, because you're not hunting around for something or you're not feeling overwhelmed with all these choices. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. And let me get back to y'all. I'll keep talking, but you have a good one. And we'll be back, and I'm going to try to post what I do. And whether my phone won't let me do it, I did a lot of deleting photos and videos this weekend. So hopefully it won't be an issue kind of thing. But yeah, I'm going to keep on keeping on. All right, guys, you take care and I'll talk to you.